It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Josh is over there putting this up on Facebook Live, and we're driving him crazy because we're not paying any attention to him, Jack. And he's ready to go on Facebook.
Some things never change.
Some things never, ever change. He is Jack Benedict, right back where he belongs. Our conversation this morning brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Todd, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. You know, I was careful not to say hi, Jack.
I know. You never want to say that on a plane.
We could run through the entire retinue of jokes here that went down through the years.
Oh, gosh.
We did this for a long, long time, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And it's been a long, long time since I've done any of this.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's been a long, long time since you've done is actual play-by-play sports, and you get to do some tonight.
I did one IUP basketball game last year. We streamed it. IUP and Clarion at the KCAC. So that kept my streak alive of at least one game for X number of years.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't done a football game since November 23rd of 2019. That was a playoff for IUP. And actually doing Indiana tonight, I was thinking back that I haven't done an Indiana game since 2018.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Is that right? 18, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a long, long time for you to be away from a microphone. This must have driven you crazy.
Well, it was, and I had to get adjusted to all kinds of things. 18 months, wow. Yeah. And then I heard you this morning saying that the Punxsutawney game is not going to be played. I saw on one of the websites, I think Clarion was supposed to play Lake Erie, in football.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's off. Oh, boy, I don't know.
Here you go again.
But we're going to think positive.
There you go. And you do get to call Indiana High football team.
Yeah. Yes, which is great. And, with Brandon Overdorf, the last season I did was his first year. Mm-hmm. So now it's year number 4 for him. And was over there a couple of times, and I've talked with him, as you heard. And I'm going to work with Doc, Pat Doherty, and my old buddy Doug Steve. We got him back on the sidelines. So it's going to be kind of like old times here tonight, if I could remember how to do all this stuff.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Overdorf, it's hard to find somebody who's better to work with, though, isn't it?
He's great. Yeah, he's super. And, you just hope for the best for him. He's got some talent back. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like the Steelers. He didn't know what the offensive line's going to be like.
Yeah, and we've heard that from a lot of the coaches. I guess there were some big fellows that graduated from a lot of schools last year. And that's the thing with high school football. You got a whole different group every single year.
Well, Ligonier has 20 of their 22 starters back, including their 4-year starter at center who has started like 33 consecutive games, Grzywinski. Coach Beidel's son is the running back. So how times have gone by, And they'll be tough. It'll be a very interesting matchup here. These teams were supposed to play last year with the home and home deal, and that didn't work out. But I know Brandon would like to, that week 0, set up teams in the region if he could.
Sure. Yeah, that would be fantastic for Indiana High. You build those rivalries down through the years, and some of these rivalries go back 60 years, and you haven't played a team in 50 of them. So it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Ligonier wasn't in the WPIAL for 50 years. You're right.
Yeah.
So I know I played high school basketball against them in the WPIAL in like 60 years. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, I played high school basketball against them too, but I was in the other end of the district.
Yes, right. I know. That's amazing.
It's really interesting to watch these seasons come around again, and we really do appreciate the fact that we're able to actually have a season. I guess it's one of those you don't realize what you had until it's gone.
Exactly. I got a text from my daughter this morning, and she always gives me a text on Friday morning. And she said one of my favorite phrases, it's game day.
Game day, absolutely.
I haven't had a game day for so doggone long, but fortunately I've been able to, go watch IUP practice.
Yeah.
And they have a team scrimmage tomorrow morning at 9:30, which
and you'll be there.
I'll be there. Mm-hmm. And then photo media day is on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I can see things picking up. And the other thing that I did is I printed out the IUP men's basketball schedule to see
Yeah.
what's coming down the line.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Coach Joe's really packing it in there early, isn't he?
I hate to say that they look like they're loaded, but we'll see how that goes, too.
Yeah. So it's good to have all of those sports back. So you've been watching IUP, you've watched it in the spring, and now here we are getting set to open the season. And Coach has himself a pretty darn good roster, and he keeps adding to it this week, huh?
Yes, with Daquan Green, a young man who, by the way, is one of 13 children.
Oh, yeah.
He played 6 games for Florida, the Gators, a couple of years ago, and then he transferred to Murray State, where he had a pretty good year. He had 28 receptions, and he had a 60-yard touchdown catch against a team called Georgia, the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And I talked to him the other day, just briefly, just introduced myself and that kind of thing. So he's anxious to get going. And if the quarterback Harry Woodbury has a decent year, doesn't put all the load on his shoulders, he's got a lot of weapons to work
He
with.
really does. That kid out of Penn State was so impressive that he stayed around.
That's, I think, yes, the biggest thing. Irvin Charles stuck around for a couple of years, hasn't played. And Dwayne Brown is just fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question he's a preseason All-American, and his work ethic and everything, and he has great hands, and I mean, he's just fun to watch. So we're all looking forward. I'm looking forward over at Kosneski Field tonight, new turf,
Yeah.
Nice.
Fast track for you to get up to the booth, huh?
I'm going to need it. That's a long way from that parking lot to the booth. Gets longer every year.
Get yourself a valet. Have Lazanik bring the golf cart over there and drive you right up. That's the least they could do to get a legend back. When was the first Indiana game that you did? How many years ago?
First Indiana game?
Yeah.
The 1969 season.
Yeah.
In fact, when I bring that up, I just want to send and I'm going to mention on the game tonight, Bernie McCown's been on the disabled list, so to speak. He's had some health problems recently, and we all think about him. His thoughts and prayers go out to him. I miss him on the sidelines at IUP. He's just, everybody. He's just a super guy.
Yeah, he is.
So, Coach McCown, we're wishing you the best. And that was his, his first year was 1966. So I got a chance to work with him from 69 through 86.
Wow. Wow. All of those
And
years.
then, of course, he coached with Coach Signetti all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1969 was also the year in which you started Coach's Corner.
I heard you mention, yes, brought that up from Connellsville. I approached Ray Goss about it. I said, we do a show down in Connellsville from a downtown restaurant, and it's a coach's show. But the format was a little different. Of course, it's been changed. It's so good, what we do and what you guys do and all the reports and everything. Yeah, it's 52 years, I know.
Pretty darned amazing.
Yeah.
And as we have mentioned several times, only 3 guys have hosted that program in all of those years. Just amazing.
It is. It's amazing to keep it, and the coaches and the players have all just loved it over the years. And what about the fans? We spoil them, but that's good.
Yeah, it's what we're here for. The Luther Ford Coach's Corner program.
Luther Ford, yep.
8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow on WDID. That's AM 1450, FM 100.3.
Mario, a former Big Indian.
There you go. You allowed to say that?
I'm saying it anyway.
You just said it whether you're allowed to or not. The fact that the game tonight is for you, the Indiana game, is on WDID.
Right.
That's pretty special, too.
It is. That's, before I came to Indiana County, when I knew I was coming here, and I was, familiar and told about this station that had a great reputation, and look how long ago that was. And last year was the 75th year. Yeah. Too bad we couldn't celebrate the way we wanted to. But any event, it's great to be back on 1450 and 100.3.
There you go.
I got to remember all these out cues now with all these. The media just,
Yeah, it's a whole different world.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just unbelievable. It's been a long way since 1962 when we had one. We had like no card machines, no cassettes, none of that stuff, and look what happened.
But it's the same game. You're watching a bunch of young men in brightly colored uniforms running up and down the field, and that's what it's really all about, is focusing upon these young high school kids that are just out there having the time of their lives.
Blocking and tackling, basics, yeah.
That's all.
And it's great to see them as they mature onto the college ranks. You get a chance to see them somewhere else too. So
yeah, you're probably doing games with grandsons and maybe even great grandsons of guys that were on that 69 team.
Yeah, there are 4 former IUP dads whose sons are now playing on the IUP roster.
On the IUP roster.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Name them.
Aiden Marshall was Mike Marshall's son.
Mike Marshall has a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a giant offensive lineman. And Malik Turner, Theo's boy, is there. And let's see, Stone Shugarts, whose dad Brent played in as a replacement player back in the 80s for the Steelers.
Yeah, I remember.
And the fourth one I'm trying to remember has escaped me at the moment.
Oh, yeah? I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, well, anyway.
It'll pop into your head about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So you're on the air tonight, and Ray was just down the hall. It was like old timers day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Ray was here. You're here this morning.
By the way, I thought of that player.
Oh, yeah.
Sean McCaskill, who had a tremendous interception in the 1990 game against Edinburgh, and his son.
Oh, yeah, we all remember that, right?
So can I.
All right, so who lugs the equipment tonight?
Who what?
Who lugs the equipment?
Oh, I'll lug the equipment. I just don't know. I hope I can know how to work it. That's, and I don't know what it is. So I'm finding out all these particulars now.
We'll figure it out. That's the way this thing goes.
Yeah.
We put it together as it works.
Let's hope.
He's Jack Benedict joining us this morning. Jack, thanks for coming in. Good to see you again.
Thanks for inviting me. This is great. It's a lot of great memories, and I'm going to continue the memories.
We're here every day,
Yeah.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.